Hello everyone, welcome back to another video of The Dimensionalist. I'm a Dimensionalist. Check this out. I want y'all to check out this perspective I have on Jesus Christ today in the video. And the video is going to be explaining what it's like from Jesus' perspective. Everyone talks about Jesus. We're all viewing Jesus from our first person perspective, viewing him from a third person perspective, watching and observing him, through the books, his accounts, the Bible, the books in the Bible and things, but never ever gave into consideration or a topic of what it's like to be Jesus Christ from the first person perspective, right? So now you got to think about it from the Christian account, which I use the Christian perspective in this scenario. That you got to think about, he was born, he's a kid, and he's God, So in his mind, he's thinking, I'm God. He can do anything he wants. Because he's the creator, he's observing, watching, he's got mental capacity and emotions, but on top of that, he's the creator, so he knows everything that's going to happen. But of course, Jesus allowed himself, of course, he already knew he was going to die on the cross, obviously, since he's God. But, for him to do the healing, to know he's God, that's a sick perspective, Topic of ascension, explains you should come realization of God. Just remember, you're God anyway, But back on the topic of Jesus Christ from his first person perspective is, I'm going to give into consideration a first person perspective, So yeah, Jesus Christ is an ascended master, and he is, was the Son of God from a Christian perspective. From my perspective, well, he's a ascended master. But you have to take in consideration that Jesus is who he was, but who was he from his first person perspective? What was he thinking, It had to be an intent to gather, in his mind, the emotions of life. He cried. People really put it in perspective. He risen Lazarus. But why would he cry if he was going to resurrect him anyway? Yes, it's, the humbleness of the servant. Took on the self of the servant. And yeah, so just remember that Jesus Christ has a first-person perspective also, just like everybody else. Not just a third-person perspective. Oh, he's this, and this, and this. And that's basically what this video is about, He died on the cross. He received the torture, pain, crucifixion. He was beat severely. So you got to remember all that was took upon him from the first-person perspective was real as hell. From the Christian perspective. And dying for the sins, and entering the holies of holies when he went into hell and got the keys from Satan, in hell and Hades, and then went to earth, showed he came with the keys, heaven on earth, and then ascended into heaven. So you got to remember, from Jesus' perspective, he did have a first-person perspective, and that's basically what I'm trying to explain, So remember, his life is real from a first-person perspective. All right, everyone, I hope y'all have enjoyed another video of Dimensionalist. I'm a Dimensionalist. Peace.